Welcome along to another episode of Card Chat. Phil, we've been having a look at some cool cards that are coming out. We've got our good old Mosaic. I'm still waiting.
And Spectra, yeah, I'm on definite heat for those. As I think we've said before, Contenders and Optic that haven't really been steaming the old broccoli. So I'm sort of just waiting and patiently for those new sets to come out. I was on the Beckett website looking at the preview, and there's a Money in the Bank insert that's coming out that looks particularly clean. The example happened to be of Zion, so I'm doing a little bit of Pelicans collecting on the side. So that'll be just a little bit of a chase that I'm looking forward to potentially doing.
Have you got the app for Panini? I've had the app for a little while, and it's all right. I just want to get in touch with someone from Panini. It's really hard to try and talk to someone. I'm talking to a robot.
Yeah.
I want to get someone from Panini on. And have you found it?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely have it because I've had a couple of redemptions. One I have successfully received. It was a Trace Jackson Davis Hoops auto. I'm currently waiting on a Mark Williams on-card Origins for 25, I believe it is. So, yeah, I have it for that purpose. But, yeah, they definitely don't make it easy on you. Probably by design. But maybe every Tom, Dick, and Harry probably wants to talk about them or have a whinge about their product in some form or fashion. We know that there's a lot of those out there.
Yeah, true. Because I'm still waiting on a Jalen Slawson from the Kings, the rookie from last year, this year, last year. I don't know. I'm getting confused with my years now. But what I did is instead of like cashing in for the points like I've done, because postage is horrific if you try and do the cash in the points. That's one bit of feedback. Panini, I've got 1,000 points, but I don't want to spend like $50 on getting 3 cards that I don't like because I had to buy them via the points. But got some cool cards in there, guys. Anyway, that's my whinge and gripe of the week. But moving on there, man, any big sales this week?
Oh, as part of my fandom in the card collecting world, I happen to listen to another pod called From the NoOffSeason.com network. Shout out to those guys. They often do a weekly pod and release some sales figures, which are all on their website. Would you like to hazard a guess at what currently is the most sold card out there?
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to say, so I remember seeing this somewhere, a Wembanyama Prism, just a base rookie.
Damn right. 24 Prism. Number 136. The average sale price, American, just over $35. 307 sales in the last 7 days. So this was as of sort of 4 or 5 days ago. So a fair bit there. The Optic, the 23 Wemby, that's going for $17 raw. 240 odd sales in the last 7 days. And then also the Wemby Contender base card. Of course, he doesn't have an auto in the Contenders set. 221 sales, averaging $29. So lots of Wembys getting sold out there. Now, if you were to take that 23-24 Victor Wemby base and get a PSA 10, which is obviously the one that we're all after, the sales jumped to 163 sales with an average of about $142. So you're making more than $100 on that. Now, the thing that amazed me is the PSA 9. Take $100 off that price. You're sitting at about 41. So the difference between a 9 and a 10 is just over 100 American, which is just nuts. By way of some big sales that have happened, again, just shout out nooffseason.com because I'm totally ripping off them all their material. There was an Michael Jordan, BGS 9.5, 1986 Flair, the most coveted rookie Jordan card, $52,000.
Wow.
American.
That'll do.
Yeah, incredible. Now, a decent Wemby Choice Tiger Stripes Prism, PSA 10, $18,000.
Whoa.
This is a lot of coin. Now, the last thing I'll say, our boy, the mini Joker, Sengun for the Rockets. He's had a nice card sale. His rookie, gold to 10, PSA 10, 13K.
Shit, that's pretty good.
It's pretty decent. So now, Jimmy, this leads me to the question I have for you. Recently, it was brought to our attention that a particular individual spent $30,000 on a Desmond Bain 1 of 1 logo man. Now, tell me, firstly, would you spend, or do you think that a Desmond Bain card is worth 30,000 American? Bear in mind, that's probably like 150,000 New Zealand. No jokes. It's probably about 50,000 New Zealand. And so do you think it's worth that? And what would you be willing to spend $30,000? How many cards do you think it would take? And what cards do you think it would take for you to spend 30 grand?
Mate, that's a great question. Like, firstly, for spending $30,000 US on Desmond Bain, I'd be seriously wondering whether we need to have this guy committed to an institution, because that's insane. A lot of money to be, that's when you just got too much money. But on the other side, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if one man's trash is another man's treasure, I'm just throwing out a whole lot of anecdotes out there. But if it was me, I would be thinking, how many cards could I get for 30K? Because I'm a tight guy, tight bugger. I would say 30,000 is definitely overpaying, but if you've got the money, go for it, right? If I had a massive amount sitting in my account and I could get that, I could justify sneaking away. I'll say guilty pleasure card. I would probably spend that on a Scoot logo man. And if I was that Scoot Henderson out there, for those that don't know, if money was no object, I would do that to just make a point because I can.
What about like a vet, historic player like a Shaq or a Kobe? Like if you could have any card, whether it's raw or graded, what set would you have it in, and what player would you have?
I would go for a 1 of 1 National Treasures Tim Duncan. He's what started my love of basketball, how he played. And I used to watch his game relentlessly. And I just like Mr. Fundamentals. I'm a stickler for that. And he's the player I'd go to. What about you, man? Who's your guy that you go to?
Yeah, that's a really good shout, actually. I think Tim Duncan played the game the right way. So yeah, he's definitely a big fan. Well, I mean, Shaq's the reason I like basketball. So as a wee kid, I was obsessed with Shaq. And then also Hakeem Olajuwon, I'm a big fan of the Dream. Like I've said before, I had a big 7'1" poster of him in my room. So probably both autos, of course, and yeah, some type of logo man, game worn
Yeah.
material, something that's like low numbered, whether it is a 1 of 1 or of 5 or something like that. But I like Obsidian, but I don't think that's probably not worthwhile. So
No.
you're looking at National Treasures and Impeccable and Flawless.
Another question for you. So when we've got the patch, right? I know Logo Man, that's the pinnacle, but if you were to get one with the jersey on it, what part of the jersey would you like? Would you be like, you want a triple color, or would you want a part of the number, or would you want, I saw one the other day and I was like, damn, that's cool. The Nike swoosh, or the Jordan brand, or I guess Adidas now has gone by the buy with NBA jerseys, but that's the sort of thing there I'd like, because I think that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, I do like it when there's part of the player's number or name in the patch. That's quite cool. Definitely the Jumpman logo would be neat. One thing I'm not as keen on, but people seem to go nuts for, is probably just because I guess it's a 1 of 1. But when it's the tag of the jersey with like the laundry instructions, like I've
Yeah.
seen some of those. Yeah, like I've seen some of those. It's just, I'm pretty sure that's what it's just, it was so bizarre. It's like, talk about taking every blinking part of the jersey you can. I thought that was hard case. It'd be quite neat having like the team's logo or part of the logo. I know they're probably not on necessarily on the jersey because it's usually the team's name,
All
but
right.
maybe part of the short, like on the short whether it's part of the band or on the leg. That would be quite cool, having that.
Game worn sweatband.
Oh, because you know what would be sick? That'd be disgusting. I know that I think in the 90s.
White and stained.
Oh, that with the water ring, that like the watermark. No, there's the set of cards in the 90s, and I think it's of the Dream Team, and each card has like 2 or 3 players, and you can collect the whole set and line them all up so it has like the whole team. So that would be quite cool. So what it would be really neat is if you could get, like, if they did one of whether it's like the Hornets, for example, the word Hornets, and then have each part or a couple of the letters with like 6 of the players, and you could join all the cards together or have them sort of within the same vicinity, and you could spell the word out based on the patch that's on the card. Like, that'd be quite cool if they could do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's heaps they can do. And that's the best thing about this hobby, is that there's so many variants out there that pop up. Also, we had coming up was a couple card shows. So we've got the Auckland card show that's coming up in New Zealand on I think the 26th and 27th of
Sounds right.
July. And then also I've heard yesterday that there is the new Plymouth card show coming up in November. So I'm quite excited about that. It's something that I'm real keen to get to, and hopefully we can make some of our listeners out there as well.
Yeah, well, that's funny you should say that, because there's something that I didn't get the opportunity to go to the Wellington card show because it just happened to be the one weekend that my parents were coming down to visit, so priorities. But, the fact that there's probably only like really a handful of card shows around. Like, I don't know if there's a big enough market in New Zealand for more, but it would be quite neat to have twice yearly in the big centres. I'm not sure like logistically how that would work, but I feel like there's a growing hobby, a passionate hobby, and people that just want to get out there and trade cards and sell cards to each other.
Yeah, mate, it's a good shout. I'd almost you'd want to see 3: Auckland, Wellington, and then maybe Christchurch, because I've got that big convention centre down there. And then you're almost having like a North Island and South Island circuit card show and everything in between. Yeah, and also I'd like to, hopefully, I can't remember his name, but it's a DJ Severe. He's the
Yeah. Philip Bell.
Yeah, Philip, if you're out there, mate, and you have a chance to listen to us, we'd love to get you on to have a chat and just to talk some cards, because I saw there that you had a card show just this weekend. And I only saw it real late in the piece, I think on the day of the card show. So there was a card show there. So reach out to us. We'll try and get in touch with you as well, but we'd love to have a chat. And that's Card Chat.
Just like that. One more week in the bag. Apologies for the 100 for the pack a day sounding voice.
Oh, smoky do.
Oh, Southie Smokerson.
Chat. Thank you for listening to the Basketball Edition podcast. Please make sure to follow us on our socials, basketball_edition_WMSA. And if you are wanting to have a chat with us, please send us a message and we'll get back in touch with you. Make sure to follow us on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube, all good podcasting streaming channels. Thank you.